Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where, as usual, we got Lef on the right-hand side and me on the left side, and down the middle we're going to have the pink ladies.
Janice and Liz are here.
Yeah.
You got to quiz them, James.
I got to quiz them.
You got to.
You know me.
You're very good when you put those
me,
the tough
Larry
questions.
Larry King, boy, they're going to know
Larry
all about
King,
it.
yeah. There's only one good man.
Yeah, that's Larry King. Anyway, let's have a look. That's going to be in current affairs, or your call actually is going to be in current affairs. We've got some good racing from overseas. And on top of that, your mood's not bad, but, you know, to draw with Liverpool, no one else everyone got beat them.
Yeah, the Spurs played well, and I'm pleased that the second half performance was better than the first, and probably a true reflection. I think the guys are going to do a good job at Liverpool. Yeah. But so some of the bigger teams are starting to get rolling. I think Chelsea have turned the corner. I think
they beat Aston Villa. Is that turning the corner?
Yeah.
Villa in crisis.
So, you know, we're happy we're up at 7th, but I think Chelsea's 3 points behind us.
Is that so?
That's all. Boom, boom, well, Chelsea be in the top 4.
Just getting on to a little bit of rugby.
Oh, okay. James.
No,
my beloved Ireland had left their battle against France on the field.
Well, you lose your 3 best players. That's the end of you. And the worst one that they lost actually ended up being
the
O'Brien.
loose forward.
Yeah, because O'Brien, the Argentinians would never have got the ball they got. They pinched everything off the ground because there was no.
They
O'Brien
were very good. Don't take it away from them. You know, obviously I was rooting for my beloved Ireland, and then being the underdog supporter, like most people, I was rooting for Scotland.
Scotland were very unlucky.
Very
unlucky.
Was
really
what a hash-up to make when there's 2 minutes to go.
Yeah. And South Africa were very lucky.
South Africa's very tight. I thought with 10 minutes to go, I thought the next 3 words the Springbok team were going to hear is beef or chicken. But they managed to get out of it. They managed to send the Welsh with the beef and chicken.
Yeah. At least he said to the ref, I said poles.
Yeah, I said poles. Thank goodness. But we kept missing kicks, and I thought, but thank goodness for a couple of scarps. We got over in the corner.
Well, the trouble is that this week the All Blacks look like they're mighty good.
It must be like they must think they're going to fight Tyson, because that's a juggernaut. The All Blacks are a juggernaut.
I would love to see them play Lambia fly half. I think he's the only one that would add
I think they play
type of.
No, the other guy's a strong player too.
Yeah, he's strong.
He's a strong player.
He's got no idea, though, I promise.
I don't think there'll be many changes in the team.
I know there won't be any.
Because they've got to go there. And the gang are there, all the South African friends of mine are all over there. They were singing and tooting as if we'd won the final, we'd won the quarterfinal. Yeah. You know, so
they'll be back.
It'll be tough, but the All Blacks look very good, James.
Yeah, they do.
And again, just a little pointer that the Southern Hemisphere, all 4 teams through to the final of the Southern Hemisphere. So the Northern Hemisphere's got to raise their game a bit, James. I think bringing Argentina at the championships done them the world of good.
Absolutely, but they've got some very good players.
Now, Japan,
Dirty Sanchez is fantastic.
Yeah, Dirty Sanchez is a very good player. He's always around the top lip and gone. Sorry?
Imhoff, who's a centre. Juan Imhoff, a different class.
I thought they were going to take him off, but they stuck with Dirty Sanchez.
They took the Dirty Sanchez off. Let's go and have
James,
a look.
just before we go into 3 to follow, Australia took care of 3 of the home nations. Thumped England, thumped Wales, and nearly lost to Scotland.
Yeah, well, they got a point to prove. You know, they're all the
relatives.
Yeah, ex-British with bad records. So they thought, well, they'll just prove to them that they were as bad as they really are.
Yeah,
okay.
well, you've
but we've got to move on. We've got to move on. Let's go and have a look at 3 to follow. We're getting chirped in our ear, flat out.
Travers. Flower Alley is the winner.
His dad, Distorted Humor, he's probably one of his best sons at stud.
I'll have another, wins the Derby. I'll have another in the Preakness.
Lilacs and Lace, 48-1, upset.
He's just a big, strong, leggy horse.
Gravel's where we go. Poly Track, 14th of October. We're going to have a look at a horse called Jama, trained by the Wrights for, I think it must be one of those Nereks.
Did you see that? It's not Michel Nerek.
No, but he was there.
Was he there?
Oh,
It's got to be a relative. There can't be that many
He
Nereks.
couldn't fit through
The turnstile.
Yeah.
Michel Nerek's cousin probably owns it all.
Yeah.
Well done to them, and looks a nice type in the making.
Yeah. Let's go and pick him up at the start. This was Jama, drawn a 7. And he's got sort of, but you'll notice him by the blue sleeves and the blue cap, and he's got a little white star.
Yeah, you can see
by Magudwa, who had such a hard ride that he took the Sunday off.
Took a Sunday
That
off.
was the end of him.
Yeah, a couple of jockeys taking off when it gets a bit hot. I see that. Well, here, Wild Namakwa is in the pinks silks. That is your eventual winner. The horse that everyone thought would beat it is in the Scott colours right behind it, a horse called the Lonsdale. Then you go 2 back on the fence and you'll find this horse, Jama, who's just been nudged along. Funny enough, the speed held up here, James.
Yeah, the speed held up, but I think the second horse was desperately unlucky. He went out and he just waited and gone in. Here he goes out. And you see Jama under pressure with the blue sleeves and blue cap in about 7th position. Behind the eventual favourite in the Ulster colours. But Jama goes up the inside. Wild Namakwa's gone for home. The Lonsdale now decides to switch in, which he should have done earlier.
Yeah, it comes home.
Might have won.
A good ride by Cormac. He kept this going for
Brilliant
the Sook
ride by
Rogers.
Cormac, yeah.
And here, very late, it quickens up the runner-up. But have a look at the horse we found. It's in blue. It's going to run 4th at this stage. And that, I thought, would be its best. But look at this horse, just being punched out.
Hands and heels.
Very good run,
Just
James.
really, really good run. Jama, he's, how's he bred? He's by Near's approval, I think, isn't it?
No, I wrote this down, especially because he's by Braveton Soldier. Braveton Soldier.
Braveton Soldier, of course, yeah, Summer Hill horse. Yeah. And he's a really nice looking horse. We're going to move on and go into Turfentine Thursday the 15th. And we go to the fillies, maiden 3-year-old fillies. And race 3. This filly, just greenness beater. Let's go and have a look at Hatfield Square.
Yeah, this is runs in Chris Gerber's colours. Alec Laird is your trainer for the Moutonzooks boys. Gets away quite well for a 14.50 race. And the rider is JP van der Merwe, seems to be bouncing a few winners lately, manages to get this horse well placed. He actually gets it right up in the vanguard. The 1-2-3 in the stretch, or the 1-2-3 home. Your winner is in the main chance silks with Anthony Delpesh in 2nd. The horse we found is nearly joint 2nd now.
Yeah, this horse was 16-1. There was a little support, nice big filly. As we say, Mambo in Seattle, well, he's produced Grade 1 champion filly.
He's producing the goods,
stallion,
yeah.
this horse.
Going to be a good stallion.
Canadian horse, and he's done really, really well. And good for Chris Gerber and the team. Nice to see this one. The winner had the run under the belt, and Anthony Delpesh jumped on it because Muzieni was stuck in the traffic.
Yeah.
I think that...
well, Anthony certainly wasn't stuck in traffic. He had it beautifully placed in the box seat. This horse, bear in mind, the winner has pulled a little bit. It's given Anthony a bit of a hard time. And right here, the horse we found, Hatfield Square, quickens up nicely for a debutant.
She certainly, looked a lot more forward than Alec Laird's horses normally are. Alec normally leaves a bit in them to work on, so that's why we think this filly will improve quite a lot, because she's a galloper. You can see she's resolute. She puts her head down. She gallops beautifully. The filly on the inside does have a measure with the run under the belt. That makes all the difference.
Yeah, Gavin van Zel's run a Bella Sonata wins the race, so keep an eye on this. Hatfield Square in 2nd for Chris Gerber and Alec Laird.
Right. That was certainly worth having a look at. We're going to now move on and go to Scottsville. Maiden Plate, Sunday the 18th of October. And it's always nice to have someone like you on the show, because you know whether these horses are any good. But this horse from the draw ran a cracking good race. Neruda. We're going to pick him up at the start.
Again, the colours of Double Clutch, Ashley Williams and Charlie Sheen.
And Ashley Williams got to be a lucky man.
He's got to be a lucky man. He finds this horse. He's got a few babies with me, and they all seem to run a bit. The Double Clutch is, he's got the half brother by Visionaire, and he's got another one, and his mate King bred them also. These are Rivoli horses. This horse was bred at Rivoli too. Half brother to an 8-time winner. Yeah. And I thought it would run a decent race, but drawn 15 out of 15. And greenness, I think, might have cost it, because if you watch the race, James, the winner, Spanish Captain's also drawn deep.
Yeah.
And he got every chance of closing the door on Spanish Captain, but he's so green, Spanish Captain comes through and beats him.
Well, let's go and have a look at them at the start. We're going to pick them up. They're right on the outside. Spanish Captain was drawn 14.
Yeah.
And you drawn 15, so you giving the outside to nobody at this stage.
That's right. They jumped well here, James, both of them. So the first and second horses are the two on the right-hand side of the screen. The winner is a very nice horse by Captain L. Tony thought he might just need a fraction, but he has a lot of ability. And I'll show you here, James, we're travelling quite keenly. I thought he was going to close the door on Anthony at any stage.
Yeah.
And he never does, and that costs him the race. He leaves the door open.
Yeah.
And Anthony's niggling at a very green Captain L, who's a very nice horse, as I said. And twice, 3 times he's had the chance of closing the door. He doesn't close the door. Anthony comes out and scoots past him, and he chases Anthony from there.
And that ends up costing you the race, actually. But nice to be able to put him up here, because this horse will win next time, and I think he'll win a few races. He's very green. Anthony's horses come from behind you and run past you.
Yeah.
Now your jockey's got to wake up and gets into this horse, and he runs on really well. He runs on better than anything.
Yeah.
To get to within
a neck.
Ended up getting beaten a neck by the winner.
Here, James, I thought he was going to come and grab Anthony, but look how green he is. He's going all over the place. So we're very thrilled with this horse. As I say, we didn't expect too much. He paid 18 Rand a place.
Well, 100 to 1 he was. But obviously, if he's got some ability, you'll tell us he's got ability, and that's what it's all about. We think that he's a nice horse. We're going to go and have a look at Blast from the Past, where we've got the Graham Beck coming up in Johannesburg. The end of the month, I think it is, and it's going to be a big race. I saw you gallop the horse yesterday for it.
Yeah, we galloped unbelievable Chad for it. You know, we've got 2 nominated for the race, and they're both doing well. But the trophy is still in our cabinet.
Yeah, so you want to keep it in your cabinet.
But
like the Lions are going to...
I think there's going to be 4 Toreadors. They all stand their ground in the race. Hasn't he done some damage, Toreador, lately?
Yeah, no, he's a very, very good stallion.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look at a super sprinter, Super Magic, winning this.
Gates are open, soft falling rain, pulling clear. Soft falling rains won the SA Nursery by 3.
Racing in the 2,000 guineas. Gates fly and they're racing in the Godolphin Mile.
They're off and racing.
Weight didn't matter. Class tells, soft falling rain, much too good. Soft falling rain, an impressive guineas winner. Soft falling rain is drawing clear.
He's made it 7 out of 7 by winning here today.
But it's soft falling rain who is powering away. We'll see out the mile in style. A high-class performer wins the Nay of Joel Stakes.
Bob's favourite, the Delegator, the last one at the 1300, and away they go then from the 1300 metre marker. The Delegator broke out well, Crusher and Warrior Beware, Super Magic on the far side of horses, and Wise ran in behind those runners. Bob's favourite racing towards the rear. They race about 5 or 6 lengths off the leader as they head down towards the 900 metre marker. Super Magic, I would say, is the narrow leader. Super Magic from Crusher Racing second, together with Warrior Beware third. Wise Wren's running up on their outside, doing it wide and 3 lengths off the leader. London Ledger between runners. The Delegator's back at the rail. At the back of the field is Bob's favourite. Field about a turn for home now. Have about 550 to go, and Super Magic will bring him for home. Crusher's going to go down the inside. Warrior Beware's up the middle. The Delegator, white colours with a blue cap on the inside, 2 lengths off the leader. Then London Ledger. They've got about 250 to go. Super Magic continues to find Crusher at the rail, coming to make a race of it, but Super Magic with 100 to go. Keeping on finding in the last 100 metres. And it's Super Magic coming away to win it. Pierre Stratum rode a cracker. Super Magic from Crusher, Warrior Beware. Then came Bob's favourite, the Delegator. In behind that was London Ledger.
Well, some bad conditions. Wind was obviously blowing the dust off the mine dump.
Yeah, the cameraman had a little DOS at the first furlong.
Well, and you saw the old starter climbing off the stand. He'd done the job.
Yeah, that's right. Sounded like our friend Clyde Vazel was in an aquarium. The sound was so muffled.
Well, you know,
we got the gist of it.
IGN. You remember those days?
Yes.
IGN. That was
it
the
International
racing.
Gaming Network?
Yeah, International Gaming Network.
Bonsky. Bonsky was one of the early boys.
Clyde Basil worked with everyone.
Clyde's been around the block. Well done, Clyde. Well done.
Yeah. Good for Clyde. We're going to take a break and come back after some American racing.
Starts to move in and join issue. Megan Jones's deeper out. Queen gets going on the inside rail. Then comes Grosny deeper out. And behind that we got Flying Peg. We're into the final 250. Our Destiny has put her head in front. Queen along the inside rail is coming. But Our Destiny kicks now into the closing stages. Queen is flying on the inside rail. These two coming to the wire. Our Destiny from Queen. Fantastic trip and bear all.
Well, Glenn Cotson's got some horses and certainly knows his way around the block, and this is trained by him and owned by some friends of ours, the Rixons and Johnny Ray. The Rays and the Rixons, you know, they've been together forever.
Yeah, they've been around the
block. You know why?
Why?
None of them can hear what each other says.
What's that?
No, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's why, okay? Because they're slagging each other off the whole time.
Yeah,
they've been best of mates.
They've got a nice horse, yeah.
They've been best of mates. I think they bred this by VAR, and it looked like a good thing. Apparently it was very, very difficult, this filly, and they got her right, and it certainly looked like a good thing. You could have got 15-10 at any time on Interbet. There was a way to start your Saturday off, was to back this one. And take a close look at the third horse, Fantastic Trip. We were going to put that in 3 to follow, but we can't use the same footage. So have a close look at Fantastic Trip.
Yeah.
And certainly Interbet, the only way to go now. Just talking about Interbet, they phoned me during the week, Gary Peer, and told me that they are now streaming live all English racing. So if you're an Interbet client, and you've had a bet within the last 30 minutes, you can get the live streaming on your iPad, your cell phone, whatever, of the English racing. So
so all English racing, because
English racing.
Teletrack might show Chepstow and something else,
all English racing you can watch live on your Interbet
on your
tablet or what's that, which is fantastic. So you can have a bet and watch it.
Very good.
Well worth becoming and if you had a bet within the last 30 minutes, you can watch it.
Yeah.
So let's go and see what they come up with. Since they've joined Pumalele, they got very innovative and very interesting to see. Let's go and have a look at current affairs.
Bet on any sport at any time, even during play. From as little as R2, you too can be part of the action. With over 20 sports betting options, Interbet offers you more variety and the best odds. Go to www.interbet.co.za now.
Welcome to another edition of Current Affairs, where again no racing, stakes racing around our country, but Ascot certainly had a big Saturday with a good few Group 1s up for the grabs and some international horses we've been able to watch. There was the Champions Stakes, which went to Ireland, but James, very good racing.
Oh, it's a fabulous day's racing, and unfortunately we've only got the Queen Elizabeth Stakes downloaded, but we'll be able to talk about the other two. Let's go and have a look at this. This was Glen Eagles re-emerging after being taken out about 5 times. I think he was scratched. Yes. And a lot of people were saying, well, you can't have a horse that ready and take him out, and that ready and take him out, and seemed to be his undoing at least.
Yeah, he never really fired. I thought he'd give Solo a race. But never
well, the talk from Ballydoyle was that he was the best miler they'd ever trained.
So they say that every year.
Every year, yeah.
Geez, they're very good marketers. Remember, they want the people ring their mares. Whoa, this is Australia's the best. This is the best. That's the best. But this one blotted his copybook, and there's got to be reasons for it. But
I think Fastnet Rock stands there, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's Shuttles.
Yeah, Shuttles. So he stands at Coolmore. The other races
Shuttle,
on
the
by
champion stakes.
Let's go and have a look at the race.
Yeah.
And they're off and racing for the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, and the early feature, Not a Frantic Gallop. Elm Park moves to the lead for Andrea Atzani. Solo immediately drops onto the leader's tail in company with Cody Bear, and the two have a bit of a barging match as Cody Bear is a little reluctant to drop his head and now pursues the leader, but is still lit up in second place. Integral Races in the daisy chain formation in fourth, just ahead of the All Blue of Territories. Glen Eagles is settled quite well back in the field as they snake their way up the home straight. Velado comes next with Top Notch Tonto and Gabriel. Elm Park out in front, Cody Bear anxious to go faster, and the pace has increased. 2 lengths to Solo, who's in third place. Integral shares fourth with Territories. Then comes Glen Eagles ahead of Velado, Top Notch Tonto and Gabriel held up at the rear of the field. So still right up the middle in this almost single line formation. Elm Park leading Cody Bear. Solo poised to have third crack in third place with Territories. Then behind these we have Integral. Glen Eagles away to the left hand side in the blue and orange colours. Then Top Notch Tonto, Velado and Gabriel. Elm Park presses on. Cody Bear, then they're gradually edging over to the near side. Solo in third place. Glen Eagles with a little bit of work to do. He's shaken up the moment of truth. Cody Bear edging over to the near side. Far side Elm Park. Solo trying to bridge the gap. So's Glen Eagles and Integral. Solo coming at Elm Park. Glen Eagles over on the far side. Cody Bear. Integral running a mighty race. Solo has got to the lead past Elm Park. Glen Eagles with work to do and time running out. And it's Solo the grey in front. Velado coming late on the scene, but Solo continues this perfect season and wins the Queen Elizabeth II. Velado was home in second place, a blanket for third.
Yeah, the perfect season for Solo. Has been to different continents. It's won workman like this. Gelding's very good, James.
He is unbelievable. I saw him win in Dubai, World Cup night.
That's right.
He won the mile. We said that he was going to run and he was going to be the big danger to Glen Eagles. Well, it turned out Glen Eagles didn't fire. Bellardo ran second. I think he won the Guineas. Or he won the Dewhurst as a two-year-old. He was a very, very good two-year-old.
Gabriel ran third.
Yeah, it was a good race, and well done to Freddie Head, Maxine Guillon.
Just talking about that, all these horses now would be looking at Breeders' Cup if it's in their compass. You know, am I right?
Yeah, I think they'll probably wait for next year with Solo. He'll probably go on and win.
To Dubai.
Again, go to Dubai again and win again. You know, why shouldn't he? It's $2 million or something.
The next race, James, is very interesting because it's the Quibco British Champions Fillies and Mare Stakes. It's a Group 1 race, and it's gone to a horse called Simple Verse, who James is by Duke of Marmalade.
Yeah. Second Group 1, she won the St. Ledger because they took it away from her. Then she won it and gave it back. And the way she won this, she showed that she deserved everything that she's got. She's
very
fantastic.
gutsy. I watched the race and Journey set sail for home, Gosden and Frankie, and it looked home. But this horse is very good, Simple Verse. And James, it augurs well. Obviously for Duke of Marmalade. Don't you think it was a bit of a hasty decision to sell him on by the people who had him before?
I'm sure they're not very happy about it now. But you know, the thing is that he's here. Drochenstein have him, and it's fantastic for us. You know, just absolutely brilliant. If we could get our horses
I was over at the sales last year in June, and Hassan Adams was there, and he came to me and he said to me, "Buy Duke of Marmalades. When you're on trials, buy as many. The Australians don't want them."
Yeah.
But this horse is going to be, and he's been proven right. This horse, Simple Verse, is an outstanding horse.
Okay, and then the other race was the Champion Middle Distance Group 1.
Champion Stakes,
it was just what a race. A fascinating Rock won it. Found ran third. She was Jack Hobbs was
Found got up for second.
Jack Hobbs was the big talking horse.
Jack Hobbs was set sail. William Buick set sail very early on this horse and got run out of it. Jack Hobbs is a very good horse, but got run out of it. He
had a pacemaker in there. And
James Fascinating Rock by Fastnet Rock.
Yeah.
One of the world's great stallions. And Dermot Weld,
Pat Smullen. Well, they prepped this horse properly. Dermot Weld came out here in 1971 and rode in the hurdle races here.
Dermot Weld?
Yeah, 1970, I think.
Did you ride against him?
Yeah, what a question. All the boys were out there.
Good guy.
He was a fantastic chap. He really is a nice man, Dermot Well. Quiet guy,
yeah,
but he's as good a trainer as you'll ever find.
A bright man. Yeah. James, talking about all the boys, what's the latest on Mike Bass?
Mike Bass went to the stables the other day, Bassy, and apparently is running the rule of thumb over them and got them all under control. He's making good recovery.
Fantastic. That's fantastic news. I'm really, really pleased for Mark and the family.
And what's your news about you?
Yeah.
You know, while we got the news,
I had the scan done last week, as I said, and the tumour shrunk 60%. So it's wonderful news.
Yeah, it's all that with green stuff.
All the green stuff I'm on. You know. James, just getting back to the Champion Stakes. Champion Stakes is always the season ender over in the UK, isn't it? I remember this race particularly well, or fondly, because this is where Nijinsky had lost the Arc to Sassafras and came back to redeem his name and got
lost again.
He got beaten ahead again.
Yeah.
He was a good horse.
Certainly was. But talking about good horses, good jockeys, we've got them coming out.
Oh yes, I see.
Don't miss this little weekend.
I see they got the Parkies coming. They've got a caravan park for them.
Three Parkies.
Three Parkies.
Yeah. Fallon.
Yeah. A Fallon. Fallon.
Patsy.
He's having a good season.
Patsy, fantastic. He's a great rider, Patsy.
Yeah, he's a very good rider.
He rode a winner for me, so he must be a top rider.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's right. He's very good. And then Haviland. Valvoline Haviland's coming out. And then the Scottish guy, he's a very good rider, Pedrosa.
Yeah, Eduardo Pedrosa. Well, they've got a guy playing for Scotland called Vierpianel.
Yes, he's Scottish.
So he's Scottish as well.
He was born in Dundee.
Yeah.
And then Lemaitre.
Yeah, he's the Frenchman.
Okay. And then Hayley Turner. She's ending her career, isn't she?
Yeah, I think it's the last meeting she's riding in is here in South Africa, Hayley Turner in Johannesburg. And they start on the 13th at Fairview, Port Elizabeth. So it will be fantastic for the Port Elizabeth
14th, 17th.
Yeah.
You know, Larry Weinstein always organises this. They do a good job. It's very interesting. I like watching these guys. And I'd love Paddy's not in Durban, but that's the way it goes. I'd like to touch base with Paddy Cottsgrove because he's a good lad.
Oh, he's a great guy. Yeah, I want to get him on the golf course. Yeah. Okay.
He built the one wing of your house, didn't he?
Stradham, Marcus, Gav Larina, the captain.
Is that because he won the championship, James?
Kamalo. I don't know. Maybe it's because of his connections.
Who knows? So we got Pierce.
Maybe it's because his booty will come and give you a hiding if you don't make him the captain.
Who's the boxer?
Kevin.
Oh, that's right. He knocks people out just to warm up. So you got Stradham.
Yeah.
Is Arthur riding?
Yeah, he's there.
Anthony.
Yeah.
So and then they got Gav. How many? About 6 of them at least.
Yeah, 6. Kamalo,
very good riders.
Ling and Greg Chain.
Greg getting well done to him. He's the most erudite, the best speaking jockey. He should do. If they win anything, let Greg Sheen speak.
No, the captain's got to speak.
Okay. The SRC.
Yeah.
He was in his academy. He was the SRC, Students Representative Council, led by Gav Larina.
Can you show me?
Let Greg Sheen do the speaking, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Just to finish off, ready to run sale.
Yeah, fantastically good out there, James. And they were paying for some imported horses. I see that they're.
Yeah, they paid 2 million for 2, one My Boy Charlie and one More Than Ready.
2 million for 2, that's ambiguous.
Yeah, 2 million for 2 horses, 2 million for each of 2 horses. Okay. Balmoral produced the My Boy Charlie and the Summerhill More Than Ready.
Were those the 2 million, the My Boy Charlie and the More Than Ready?
Yeah, and the averages were headed by Claver Flat, 511,000.
They'll be happy.
Yeah, very happy with that. I would think they only had 8 lots, but they did best of that.
They had 8, eh?
Yeah.
And Minky?
He averaged, they had 46 lots sold, 262,000, Balmoral 214,000. So you can't buy anything that's not middle of the range under 200,000 today in this country. And now they're still racing for 50 grand for a maiden plate, but you can't buy anything
for buyers, there's still 2 more sales.
For buyers, there's 102 more sales if you live that long. Okay.
No, this year. Bloodstock South Africa have got their sale, and then there's the CTS ready to run in Cape Town. So would those be the last 2 of the year?
You're asking me questions I haven't written.
You're such a
I've got the pink drive coming up. The pink ladies.
Focus, James. Focus.
I'm trying to get forward in the game.
James, what about this Canadian big race now?
Well, the Canadian big race is the Canadian International. It's a Group 1, and it was won by a horse called Cannot Chase, who's trained by Sir Michael Stout, ridden by Moore, Ryan. It's by Lemon Drop Kid. But what's more important is the dam was by Horse Chestnut. So
that's fantastic.
That is fantastic to have an international Group 1 winner, damn Horse Chestnut. You know, Horse Chestnut just brings back such wonderful memories.
Drockenstein, again, got to be so chuffed. It's their influence.
Well, you want to have Horse Chestnut mares, I would have think. We know.
Definitely.
And this is fantastic. Yeah. Right, we're going to wrap here. We're going to call it a day. And the next thing we're going to have is some interest in Friday night's racing, which is all about the Pink Drive.
All the single ladies.
Yeah.
Mushreek's coming back for more. Fighting Warrior down the inside. Mushreek, Fighting Warrior. Fighting Warrior gets his battle armor on and he scores under Stuart Randall for the Ivan Moore stable.
You can make a difference to someone with breast cancer. Early detection saves lives, and your involvement helps. That's why Greybull Racecourse goes pink on Friday night, 23rd October, in support of Pink Drive and breast cancer awareness. It's Friday night fun with a purpose. Live entertainment, big screen brilliance, sundowners with a sizzle, and trackside excitement featuring an action-filled race program. So, add your voice to breast cancer awareness. Put on your pink and pick a winner at the Pink Drive race meeting. Greybull Racecourse, Friday night, 23rd October.
Well, there you go. If you've got nothing in your calendar on Friday night, and even if you have, just cross it out, you come to Greybull Racecourse, because we're going to be doing the Pink Drive on Friday night. Now, this is quite different for horse racing to get involved in pink drives and pink things, because the only thing they all ever drink here is pink cocktails. But we got the two ladies from the Pink Drive who are going to tell us all about it. On the far side, we've got Janice. You're on the outside, and on the inside, Liz. Nice having you girls here with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Janice, I'll start with you. Okay. What actually got you girls to get involved in the Pink Drive at Greybull Racecourse?
Well, we
Night
just thought
racing.
that it...
Why?
Well, I mean, everybody that I know basically is into horse racing and stuff, and we've been trying to get in for quite a while, and then they contacted us to say that they would do it, so we were very pleased.
Who's been the motivator here at Greybull Racecourse? Who have you been talking to?
I've been dealing with Vinesh and Leanne and Monica and...
So the marketing department,
the
basically.
marketing department, yeah.
Got involved. Okay, so now we got you in for a race meeting. What do you hope to achieve from it?
Well, we want to let everybody be aware, you know, and what better way than having a big thing here. And I mean, early detection saves lives, so we want everybody to make sure that they go for their monthly checkups and their yearly mammograms.
Is there going to be someone here feeling boobs?
Not on the Friday night, no.
Not on Friday night? Well, that's going to upset Laff and I a lot. we thought that might be part of it. We thought that might be quite fun.
No, we're not doing that on Friday.
Actually, it's not fun, is it? Yeah.
Well, doing the breast examination by hand is fine. It's the mammogram one that's a little bit tricky.
Well, girls tell me, and you know, every girl that you speak to says that they hate going for mammograms. Is it that bad?
No, it's not that bad. I've had a couple of mammograms. It's just uncomfortable, okay? The machine actually, it just rolls down and then a little bit of pressure and then it goes back up again. So it's slightly uncomfortable.
And what does that do? Does that detect lumps, abnormal lumps in your breast?
It will pick up anything, yeah, that's there.
Okay, now we've watched Pink get involved in all types of parades and those type of things, and the big one that no one will ever forget was cricket team wearing pink. And when De Villiers, AB De Villiers went on that hitting spree, that was, Liz, wasn't that just the greatest awareness you can get for pink drive?
That was massive. That was absolutely massive. I mean, there's no better way than having such a sportsman come out and knock balls out of the park, and everyone obviously was then tuning in to the station or coming to the stadium. There's no better way than having a phenomenal sportsman.
And they use him in adverts. I know that there's some of the big companies use him in that knock of his. They use it in adverts.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Okay, so now Pink Drive, you're going to arrive there. You've told us all to wear pink. So all of you out there that want to come racing on Friday, speak to your girlfriend, ask her if she's got some pink, put on some yourself, and see if you can get there. What happens at the races? Run us through the evening's entertainment.
Well, pretty much what we're going to be having is we've got a few entertainers, which is more Janice's responsibility for the Friday night. Yeah. There's a variety. There's going to be band pipers. There's going to be an Elvis impersonator. But I'm not going to mention all of them because I don't want to give all of it away. You've got to come to see what's going to be happening.
Well, I don't think that's the point. I think people like to know what's going to be here. So Janice, give us a rundown.
Okay.
People want to know what they're going to come and see.
Okay, well, we have got the Durban Girls drum majorettes that's going to be here. We've got the 1st Medical Battalion Pipers that's going to be here. Andrea, I can't say his surname, sorry, is the Elvis impersonator that's going to be here. We've got singers.
An Elvis impersonator?
No, guy, Andrea.
Andrea. Okay. Oh, well, good for that.
Yeah, and we've got singers and dancers, and there is lovely prizes to be won for best dressed. And everybody's going to be given a pink drive ribbon to be wearing on the evening, and I mean, you can win holidays valued at 14,000 rand, dinners. There's all sorts of things, wine, brandy, that's being given to us.
So these are draws that you're going to have obviously between races.
It's going to be in I think the Classic Room or the Durban View Room is where it's going to be done.
Okay, so are those for people that attend the races in those rooms?
Yes.
So you've got to be in the Classic Room or the Durban View Room to
win the big prizes, yes. But there is other little spot prizes for
anyone that wants to come racing.
Yes.
How can horse racing help Pink Drive?
How can it?
Yeah.
Well, it's by getting our name out, that people know that Durban now has their own offices, and we have a qualified nurse, which is Liz, that can do free breast examinations and also PSA screenings that we do. And we do wellness days at companies. Obviously, there's a price to it because we've got to be able to pay for everything.
Correct.
So it's going to come out everywhere. There's been a lot of advertising for this event.
Yeah, we've got some people that don't really watch the cricket. You get people that watch rugby. So we're trying to target all aspects. Yeah. And one of the aspects that we hadn't targeted was the racing aspect. And that's what we want to get into. We want to create the awareness because, especially here in KZN has the highest statistics. When we're going out into community, we're finding a lot of abnormal problems. And people are actually thinking that, okay, I've got this in my breast, that it's actually okay, and it's not. And the mammogram facilities in KZN, well, they are machines, but whether they're working or not is another aspect.
You're talking about the public sort of facilities.
We're talking about the public facilities.
So what facilities do you have and where are you based?
We're based in Westville at the Westway Office Park, in the Regis building. But we, as a new, obviously, branch that's now started out in KZN, we operate from a mobile entity, which is in Avanza. Okay, so we need to raise the funds to build trucks, such as a mobile educational truck, a mammogram truck, to bring them here into KZN so we can provide those services, obviously, to medically uninsured individuals.
So now, basically what we're doing is we're bringing a Pink Drive to KwaZulu-Natal, and you people need money. Is that's the bottom line, is it?
That is the bottom line.
You're the nurse, so someone's got to pay you, and they've got to pay for all the things that you need.
No. Our salaries, our salary, no.
Everyone's got to work.
Well, we do have to work, but the funds that are raised go back into the trucks. They go as an MPC or an MPO, which is a non-profit organization, or a PBO, public benefits organization. The money's raised goes straight back into the community. So we've got a variety of sponsors, and obviously, as you're seeing, when the races are happening, Bidvest is one of them. So it's separate. We need to raise the funds. That's massive.
Yeah. Well, Bidvest, we know Brian Joffe. He's always been a philanthropist, and we think that that's absolutely fantastic. Janice, how do you raise funds? A race meeting like this, how do you actually raise funds? Do people just come forward and donate, or do you have other means?
You know, the minute people see Pink Draft, they basically stop and they say, well, it's for a good cause, and we can see where all the money goes back into like the mammogram trucks, which costs between 10 and 12 million rand a year to run. We've got 2, and we're busy launching our next one. So we need quite a lot of funding for this.
And that's fine, but you know, how do you raise those funds? You know, it's when people talk about drives, they think raising funds, they think of someone with a tin, you know, put some money in the tin.
When we're
or
raising
do
the funds,
make pledges? How do they?
Yeah, we have an SMS line. They can SMS Pink Drive to 40158. That's a cost of 20 rand. We raise funds through community events such as Comrades and the Greyville Racetrack, Mid-Mile Mile, Maritzburg Marathon. So we get people to, let me pick on Comrades, that as one of the Amabidi charities, we get people to run, so they raise funds, and then they get given a pink outfit, okay, which then goes back. So if we do the SMS line, that's simple. Plug it into the phone and off you go in 20 bucks. You never know, because not everyone can come to us to raise the funds. So if you would like to donate, then that's what you need to do, because not everyone can afford a 1,200 rand mammogram to 2,500 rand mammogram, depending on where you're going to go in the private sector. So an SMS, all those 20 rands add up at the end of the day, and that's what we want. We need to get out there.
So in the race card, there will be telephones that you can phone. And there will be people that will be wandering around taking pledges, maybe. Is that
That's correct. We're going to have a lot of people walking around with tins, asking for donations. Please, they're not beggars. They will have a name badge that obviously is identifying them in order to get, if you would like to donate.
What is the biggest problem with trying to raise funds, as far as you guys are concerned? How if I said to you, you need to do something to change the donation outlook, how would you do it? How would you think you'd find it easier to get money?
Sure. How do you answer that?
I told you have to think.
You do think. But there's a lot of red tape, and we obviously, as an NGO, we don't want to be creating any unhappiness. But we will find that gap to bridge it. Like the current one is obviously trying to get our mobile mammography unit down here in KZN. So we're working on that one. And Pink Drive is not the kind of organization that will sit back and take no for an answer. We will come back and we will find that other avenue, because there is a hole in every page.
That's quite a good saying. A hole in every page. How much do you expect to raise? What would make you happy about racing at Greyville on Friday night?
Raise it every 2 rand. Just picking on 2 rand. 2 rand plus 2 rand plus 2 rand, they all add up. And that's what we're looking for. So if they raise 100,000, if they raise 200,000, it's money that's going to make a massive difference.
So any donation will help.
Any donation will help.
And anyone who's out there can make a pledge on an SMS line. Give us that SMS number again.
It's 40158, and you SMS Pink Drive. That's a standard. It's 20 rand for that SMS.
40158. Maybe Raymond can get that up. I don't know if he's working the teleprompter or if there's anyone up there. 40158, and you just SMS Pink Drive, or you SMS 40158. You know, I'm done with that.
Pink Drive, 240158.
Okay, so 40158 is what you type into your mobile.
Well, it could be if you are reversed, but no.
You know, there are a lot of people watch this show as sort of, you know, not really computer literate. So we need to know these things. I know you young girls.
Let me do step by step. Go to the phone.
Yeah.
And then the first one that's going to come out will be your recipient. Who do you want to send this to? It's 40158.
Beautiful.
And then the next line is Pink Drive.
And then you write Pink Drive underneath that, and you send. And it will go, and you'll get $20 off your thing.
And then you'll get $20
I think that's marvelous. But there've got to be other ways that you are going to raise money. Do you do raffles? Do you do all that type of thing?
We do. We do ask for raffles where we have prizes, or if you give us a card, then we'll do like a lucky draw kind of thing, and mainly through donations. The wellness days, the schools that we have, trying to create obviously further awareness through the children, because the children are the individuals who are going to go home and they're going to tell their parents, this is what I learned today. So a lot of kids that when they do life orientation, formerly called LO, then they'll say, oh, this is what we learned today, and breast cancer is a lot more than that. So there's a lot of ways to raise the funds.
Janice, you are a cancer sufferer, a multiple cancer sufferer. Are you in remission? You've fought it successfully. Tell us about the journey. It's not easy.
No, it is a long, hard journey. It's like 1.5 years out of your life for each time. I had a germ cell cancer about the size of a golf ball on my coccyx bone growing up my spine, and it spread to my lungs. And then I've also had breast cancer. So I've been through chemo, radiation, blood transfusions. My heart stopped. It's a long, hard walk. And at the same time, my husband was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is bone marrow cancer. I was with him from the age of 15 until 50. And then he passed away from that while I was still recovering. So it was a very difficult, long, hard walk. But I'm actually quite a positive person. And so I started by handing out ribbons in a shopping mall, and today I am the KZN administrator for Pink Drive.
It is a terrible disease because you don't know how quickly you can be afflicted by it, and you don't show symptoms. That's the thing. With I know even with the mammograms, early detection is the most important thing.
It is the most important thing. I mean, you really must do yourself examinations once a month, honestly. And if you are over 40, you need to have your mammograms. It's serious stuff, you know. It's not just, oh, it's not going to happen to me. I mean, it happened to me, it can happen to anybody.
I just want to add on to that is that a lot of ladies come up and say to us, but I've had my mammogram, I'm okay. There's a lot more to it than just having a mammogram. If you've been told that, okay, come back in 2 years, come back in a year, there's something called a HER2 status, whether you're HER2 positive or HER2 negative. I'm not talking about HIV, okay, we're talking about the cancer cells in the body. So if you're positive, the cancer cells are going to regenerate at a faster pace. Negative, gradual growth. And a lot of ladies will say, no, I've had a mammogram, I'm fine. Okay, so what do you do in between? And as Janice said, that you do your monthly examinations. There's a way to do it. There's an area to do it, or that you need to be able to check. And the example that I use is that one of my friends had her mammogram in April, and 2 weeks later, she had to have a double mastectomy. So don't always just rely on a mammogram, you know, don't always just rely on technology. Use your gut instinct and really use your brain, because to do a monthly examination, it's not going to cost you anything. While you're in the bath, do a check. If you got big breasts, lie down and do a check, or even, hey, get your partner to do it. It's really a little bit of, you know.
Nothing like a little bit of feeling. It's always good, yeah. And if it's, and you've got to have a proper feel because you want to detect any lumps. You've got to have a proper feel. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good for us men. But now, just talking about men, there's always these pink drives in it, but I know a lot of men who've had prostate cancer and all types of other, prostate being the most prevalent. Why don't people do anything about men, or is this
do.
purely a woman thing?
No. Don't get us wrong in that breast cancer is not for men. No. Breast cancer is for anyone. I think the youngest breast cancer boy is 14. The youngest girl was only 2. So it doesn't matter who you are, how rich, poor, it doesn't matter. It doesn't just target the elderly, because through awareness, this is coming out earlier and earlier and earlier. And that's the sad thing. I mean, can you imagine a 2-year-old little minion having a breast operation? And that's exactly what happened when she was 3 years old. So the Brother Project to Pink Drive is actually called More Balls Than Most. And we deal with testicular and prostate cancer.
But you're all under the same roof.
All under the cause marketing fundraisers.
Janice, just on you, how do you think that you survived cancer? What was the most important thing as far as surviving? Apart from all, you obviously had early detection and you went through all the treatments that you had to go through. Is there anything else that, people, there are many cancer sufferers out there. What would your advice be to them? You're a living inspiration.
Yeah. Sort of a walking miracle.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a positive person. I believe that you need to be positive. You can't think to yourself, oh, I've got cancer and it's a death sentence, because it's not just a death sentence. And you also need your support group around you, like your family and your loved ones. And of course, I had a great God behind me as well. He must have seen that I've still got work to do. And at Pink Drive, I believe that when people come up to me, I've got first-hand knowledge of what it's like to have chemo, what it's like to have radiation, what it's like to go through everything. And I can give them little tidbits, little like advice on, okay, you're having, because I was on the red chemo, which was called the little red devil, and it's not called that for nothing. But going through all of that, I've learned little tricks, on how to get better quicker. By drinking lots of water, and there's certain foods that you need to eat to help, because it definitely does make you constipated as well, that chemo. Yeah. So you need to know, what to eat a couple of days beforehand and afterhand, and so I can help them. Also with radiation, you're not supposed to get it wet. Yeah. Because if you do, it sort of, and you touch it, your skin peels off. And I learned that the hard way, okay, because I got mine of it wet.
So you would be the person that anyone who's got cancer would need to speak to. You would be the person that anyone that needs to have a checkup would speak to. You'll both be here on Friday.
Oh, yes.
And
Very
you'll have
busy.
a team here as well. Can anyone come and set up a consultation or whatever on Friday with you?
We're not doing that, but if anybody wants to speak to me, I'm probably going to be very busy, because I'm in charge of the entertainment to make sure it goes on the field and whatever have you. And we're going to have a little shop there as well where people can buy stuff. But we won't be able to really do too much. But I can give them my card, and anybody is welcome to phone me anytime for advice, as long as they understand I'm not a doctor, I'm just speaking from a survivor's point of view.
Well, that's the most important thing, to be a survivor. Racing will welcome you. I'm sure you will have a great time at the races.
We will.
Hopefully you find someone to tip you a few winners. And,
please guide us in the right direction.
in the right direction. And I hope it's a start of some very, very good things. Let's just go and have a look at the SMS number. I think Raymond's got it up here. 40158. SMS 40158 Pink Drive. Is that right?
Pink Drive's one word, but.
Pink Drive's one word, Ray? Okay. Pink Drive's one word, so we'll get that up just now. 40158 Pink Drive. They got all the things here. These guys are different class. Yeah, they're fantastic. And racing is the most amazing sport, because my co-presenter Paul Lafferty, as you know, is now a cancer sufferer, and he's in a very, very long and arduous bit of chemotherapy to try and get it done. But racing have been amazing in the support that they've given him, and I'm sure Pink Drive will be the same sort of thing. Can we get that up again, Ray? Okay, there we are. Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine.
40158 Pink Drive. If you want to SMS at 20 Rand to 40158, very good cause. But even so, doesn't matter whether you SMS or not, Friday night's the night.
Friday night we are here. If you're spotting us, come and have a chat. Really, if you've got something to get off your chest, we're here.
Lovely to have you girls in studio, and all the very best with your Pink Drive race evening. We're going to have fun. Racing at night at Greyville is the place to be, and we always try and do something here at Greyville Racecourse for a good cause, and I can tell you Pink Drive's the best cause that you could come and support. Don't miss the race meeting, and from us, have a great week's racing.
Second position by Military Moses, giving them a bath. That's one of the biggest minions I've ever seen. Grace Valana the leader. Grace Valana